Kikita mo na kita. Ha? Kasi yan, hindi ka dapat mag-drive yan. Take yung lisensya mo. Ha? Bakit mo kinuha sa online? Dapat kumuha ka lang sa normal na ano. Ano ba? Gipit.
Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. Today they're in Makati City. Aside from ticketing and towing illegally parked vehicles, they're also clearing sidewalk obstructions. If the sidewalks are obstructed, people won't use them, they'll walk in the road. That causes accidents and it causes traffic. This is actually meant to be a sidewalk, but you'll see lots of parked vehicles along here. They're being ticketed now, and if the drivers don't come out, they'll be towed away. You'll see this junk shop is quickly trying to clear their stuff from the sidewalk before it gets confiscated. Unfortunately, this is common with junk shops. They use the sidewalk as an extension of their business. The sidewalk became a living room, but now the furniture is being confiscated. If you're wondering about those bicycles, usually they get claimed back by the owner later. But things like furniture, chairs, makeshift boxes, those usually get destroyed. These nice plant boxes, looks great, right? Until you look inside and you see it's full of empty alcohol bottles and garbage. So it's really a lack of respect for public areas. See a motorcycle that's being issued a ticket for illegal parking on the sidewalk. And there's actually one more motorcycle here being ticketed. They consider it to be illegally parked on the sidewalk. Imagine a few moments ago, this guy carrying all that stuff, he would have had a hard time passing this sidewalk. You'll see they're removing these tarpaulins now. Usually these are spread out across the sidewalk. So if you're using the eatery, you will be protected from the sun and rain. But if you're trying to use the sidewalk, just give up. It will be impossible. This motorcycle rider was stopped for driving in slippers. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to show a license, so now his bike is being impounded. There was a gentleman complaining that they have permits for these stores, which they may have, but what they explained is it doesn't include the sidewalk, because the sidewalk is a public space for pedestrians, it's not for businesses. These stores will often find a way to extend into the sidewalk, for example, a shelf like that, or this makeshift table over here, and then gradually you lose inches, then you lose feet, and before you know it, you've lost the sidewalk. Wow, the pedestrians, it's hard to cross, it's really hard to cross. Maybe this is a good candidate for a footbridge. Although a lot of people don't like footbridges, they just run across the road below it. And this tricycle is being taken over to the tow truck now. Unfortunately, the driver was apprehended for driving in slippers and he's not able to show a driver's license. So it's going on the back of this tow truck. You may have noticed a lot of gentlemen wearing these MAC shirts, Makati Action Center. They're from the LGU. And it's actually the LGU that asked the MMDA to come in and assist them on this complaint. They're speaking to the operators of these shops now, because obviously later in the day these tables and chairs come out and they get placed on the sidewalk. You'll see they're now being moved inside, but the rest of the time they're really outside on the sidewalk. Over here you'll see two more motorcycles that are being ticketed for parking here on the sidewalk. Obviously, when it comes to a motorcycle like this, it's impossible to write out a ticket to the plate, so you will really be forced to impound this to put it on the back of a tow truck. This gentleman was apprehended for driving in slippers, the tricycle. Unfortunately, the license he showed is fake. He said he bought it online for 500 pesos. So obviously that vehicle will be impounded. If you look at the sidewalk here, you can see it's pretty good until you get to this point. And then suddenly there's like an extension of the wall, there's a lot of furniture, so that's what they're trying to clean up now. It looks like some of it they're being allowed to take inside, maybe most of it, so I don't know if that will end up back here later. So when you look backwards, you can see some improvement already for pedestrians. Actually, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than when they arrived. This tricycle driver has been apprehended for driving in slippers. It's almost guaranteed there won't be a registration for that, because LTO will not allow you to put a sidecar on a little scooter like that. And I'm guessing since we're in Pasay, it will also be no driver's license. I didn't catch it on camera, but there was the famous scratching of the head, and unfortunately the driver said he doesn't have a license. So they're going to put this on a tow truck. Up it goes on the tow truck now. It is a little bit sad to see, but at the same time, if he has an accident with someone else, will he just scratch his head? Maybe. this motorcycle rider nearly crashed into one of the enforcers because he was going so fast, and unfortunately he wasn't wearing a motorcycle helmet. I saw he handed over his license so they can issue a ticket, send him on his way, but he would be required to push the motorcycle instead of continue riding it. And here's another vehicle that was picked up, put on the back of a tow truck for illegal parking unattended. What you'll see here is this older gentleman walking in the road. Why? There's no more sidewalk. This is where the sidewalk is meant to be, but once you get this far, it's been converted to parking. So there's cars, there's trucks, there's vans, and they're just being ticketed now. You can see the enforcers are asking for the licenses. Over here, another sidewalk obstructed with parked vehicles. See this old man? Oh my goodness, forced to walk in the road and just hope that nobody crashes into him, whether it's a bicycle or a car. Anyway, they'll issue tickets to these now. If no driver comes out, it could be towed away.